All right, let's dive right in. If you're leading a business today, you're probably wrestling with this huge question around AI. You see the incredible promise, right? But the tools you're actually testing, they just keep falling short. They feel more like clever toys than something you can really run your business on. Today, we're going to unpack exactly why that is and what a truly powerful AI system for your company needs to look like. You know the feeling, right? It's so frustrating. You ask your shiny new AI assistant a simple question about, say, a sales report, and it spits back an answer that sounds totally right, but it's just plain wrong. This one issue is the biggest roadblock to getting real value. Because, hey, if you can't trust the answer, the tool is basically worthless. This creates what we call the trust gap. And look, this isn't just some vague feeling of distrust. Nope. It's the direct result of very specific, very common failures in how most off-the-shelf AI systems are built. So let's break down the frustrations that are causing this gap. Now, what's so interesting here is how all these problems are connected. See, the AI gives you a wrong answer because it can't actually read the numbers in a chart or a simple table. It sees two conflicting reports and just picks one instead of figuring out the discrepancy. And with zero citations, you have no way of checking its work. Then, even if it stumbles on the right answer, it can't do anything with it. It can't update the CRM, it can't fill out the form, it just talks. And that brings us to the most important point. We have been trying to solve a complex enterprise problem with a simple consumer tool. The answer isn't just building a slightly better chatbot, it's about building a fundamentally different kind of system, one that's designed from the ground up for the real, messy, complex world of business. The name for this solution is Multimodal Hybrid Agentic RAG. Yeah, I know, it's a mouthful. But what it does is actually pretty straightforward. Multimodal just means it reads everything, your text, your tables, your charts. Hybrid RAG means it bases its answers on your actual data, not just what it found on the internet. And agentic, this is the game changer, means it can actually take action. This thing isn't just an answer engine, it's an outcome engine. It's here to get work done. So, how does a system like this actually work? Well, it's not magic. It's a really disciplined, multi-step process. Let's pull back the curtain and look at the foundation that makes it all possible. Everything, and I mean everything, starts right here with the knowledge base. Think of it like building the world's most perfect library. Before the AI can even think about answering a question, it has to ingest all your documents and make sure it has the absolute latest version. It has to pull the meaning out of not just the words, but the pictures and tables too. And then, this part's critical, it has to structure all that content and tag it with metadata so it can be found with surgical precision. If you get this first step wrong, the whole system collapses. And when we say understand, we really mean it. It has to see your business the same way you do, not just as a big pile of words. So, of course, it starts with text. That's the baseline. It has to read your reports, your emails, your company policies, all the foundational stuff. But let's be honest, so much of the really important business info lives in tables, right? Financial reports, product specs, inventory lists, any system that can't read a table is basically illiterate in a business environment. And this is where it gets really powerful. The truly strategic insights are often visual, in process flows, org charts, sales trend graphs. A simple chatbot looks at that and just sees a static image. A multimodal system, though, it understands the data, the relationships, the meaning behind that visual. That's a huge leap. Okay, so once you have that solid multimodal knowledge base locked in, the system can really start to evolve. It can move beyond just fetching facts and begin to connect the dots, which paves the way for it to accomplish real, actual work. Step 2 is all about finding the truth and proving it. The system first has to figure out what you're really asking, not just the words you used. Then it uses a powerful technique called hybrid search. Think of it as combining the best of Google's keyword search with a search for underlying meaning to find the best possible evidence. It pulls all those pieces together, and most importantly, it grounds the final answer in citations you can actually click on and verify. This is how you close that trust gap. And this slide right here, this is the whole ballgame. It really shows the strategic jump we're talking about. A basic system, it gives you an answer. It summarizes stuff for you, it's passive. An agentic system, on the other hand, completes a task. It actually makes a plan, it uses tools like your company's own internal APIs, and it generates the report or fills out the form itself. It's the difference between having a research intern and having a capable junior analyst who gets things done. So the final step is taking action. The AI gets a complex request like, hey, compare our top 3 products' Q3 performance and make me a summary slide. And it doesn't just get confused, it breaks that down into a step-by-step plan. It picks the right tools for the job, maybe calling an API to pull the latest sales data. And then, this part is so important, a separate verifier agent double-checks the logic and the numbers for accuracy before it delivers the final result to you. It's intelligence with quality control built right in. Okay, so we've seen why this new approach is so necessary and how it works under the hood. Now, let's get super practical. What does it actually take to bring this into your organization? It really boils down to 3 fundamental realities for success. There are just three critical things every leader needs to understand before they even start down this path. First up, you cannot just go out and buy a box labeled agentic AI. It doesn't exist. This is an architecture. It's a whole series of interconnected patterns, ingestion, retrieval, validation, action, that all have to work together perfectly. Remember, the entire system is only as strong as its weakest link. Second, while the complete architecture is massive, you should absolutely not try to build the whole thing on day one. That's a recipe for disaster. The key is to start with one specific, high-value business problem. Pick a focused use case, apply the right patterns to solve it, and get a win. Prove the value first, then you can scale it up. And finally, we come right back to where we started, trust. To make this thing truly enterprise-grade, you have to be able to measure its performance. That means having solid ways to evaluate it, clear visibility into why it made a decision, and a constant feedback loop so the system gets smarter with every single interaction. This is what turns a cool prototype into a rock-solid, reliable platform. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Take a hard look at your current AI projects. Are you just building fancier search boxes that answer questions? Or are you building intelligent systems that can actually execute work, slash error rates, and drive real, measurable business outcomes? Because that shift from just answering to actually achieving, that is the entire future of enterprise AI. Thanks for tuning in.